Good evening, everyone. This is Peter Anderson meeting you live from XM Radio Middle East. Tonight, I'm delighted to welcome on the show the Executive Director of XM Radio, Angela McLaren. We'll be talking to you today more about the history of XM Radio and some background information about the company. Welcome, Angela, to the show. How are you?
Hi, Peter. How are you?
Fine, thank you. So, Angela, tell me, what do you think about the Sirius Xm radio?
Sirius Xm has very passionate fans, and they have those passionate fans for a reason. Getting commercial-free and unique content anywhere in the nation is outstanding. And satellite radio created a revolution in how we listen to and obtain audio entertainment. The merits of satellite radio stand alone in covering this sector. I perhaps sometimes remiss in pointing this out. Being around it so long, you can sometimes fall into a trap of thinking that everybody already knows this.
Well, I think I agree with you, of course, but do you write about devices used for entertainment and listening to music technology, or what do you think about this?
Yes, I write about Slacker, Apple, Google Music, and sometimes other things, you know. I find these services have some compelling things that attract the attention of consumers. This is not to say that they are better than Sirius XM, let's say. It's only stating that they have facts of what they do that are compelling. In some areas, these services outshine satellite radio, while in other areas, they fall short. My focus has always been that Sirius XM should try to appeal to any market segment possible. My philosophy is that as good as satellite radio is, it is not perfect. I know that saying this is not the popular thing, but I try to deal in reality.
But what do you think about the people who listen to radios while driving? Like, if you were driving and you are listening to the radio, what would you prefer doing at that time?
Well, if I were to measure my own audio listening in the car, I would say that I spend, let's say, 70% to 75% of my own time listening to satellite radio. 20% of my time listening to my iTunes, the rest 5% of my time listening to Slacker, and about 5% listening to radio. Clearly, I have a preference. Clearly, there is something unique about satellite radio that compels me to listen to it more than all of the other competitors combined.
But basically, there are differences between listening to the radio in your car and listening to the radio at your home, for example. So, if you are at your home, which radio station or which kind of channels would you prefer?
Well, you're right, Peter. Actually, in my house, things differ. I listen to probably 50% satellite radio and 25 iTunes and 25 Slacker. What is the difference? Here's the question. Well, simply stated, it is the quality of the internet connection and my selected device. Well, that's all. That's it.
And basically, Angela, what do you think about the benefits of satellite radio against other types of radios, for example?
This is a good question, actually. Satellite radio in the car is easy. No plugging in, syncing, or remembering to refresh your Slacker channels is required. That advantage that satellite radio has will last for a few more years at least. My point in bringing up other services such as Google Music is that the road these services have to play through a car stereo are not as difficult as the road satellite radio had to travel. I am thinking longer term, and my only point is that satellite radio needs to have a strategy in place. Anyone who disagrees with that is being short-sighted. Cell signals and internet coverage will improve over time. I do not think anyone would argue that.
One last question, Angela, and please remember, your boss is listening, huh? Do you prefer XM radio, or do you have any other preferences?
Well, of course, Sirius XM is by far my preference, and will be for a long time. I love the service. I simply don't want to settle for what we have now. I want the best to stay the best. There is always a way to improve and grow.
Thank you, Angela, for this chat today, and Thank you for pleasing us with all of this information about XM Radio, and I'm sure that lots of people from the information that you told us would rate XM Radio in a very high position.
Hopefully.
Yeah, because you know XM Radio has been working in the field for quite some time, and we have very professional people who write scripts, and we have very professional interviewers, and we have professional managers like you. Don't forget the bonus.
Thank you, Peter. You're promoted.
Thanks, Angela, and have a good day. Bye.